joined today by Brendan Stats, CEO of TMK Energy. Brendan, thanks for your time.
Oh, thanks, David. Nice to be with you.
TMK, Mongolia, coal seam gas. Your own history, 12 years of coal exploration in Mongolia. What drew you to coal seam gas?
Yeah, so I'm a geologist by background and lived and worked in Mongolia on and off for 12 years, principally in coal fields in Mongolia and particularly in the South Gobi region where there's a number of large operations exporting coal to China. So the coal fields are really well defined and developed, but no one's really looked at the coal seam gas potential. So that's our mission really, and we pegged this ground 4 years ago, and that's based on we can see the prospectivity of very large coal fields. Good quality coal, suitable rank for CSG. So it seemed like there was really real potential there. So yeah, we pegged the project 4 years ago. We put it into TMK. TMK acquired the project about 18 months ago, and since then we've drilled the maiden exploration program last year and got amazing results, which led to a 1.2 trillion cubic feet 2C contingent resource estimate. So a very, very large gas resource in the ground. And just recently we've completed the 3 production wells as part of a pilot well program, and we've recently brought them online. It's still early stages. We turned them on about 8 weeks ago. We're drawing down the reservoir pressure by pumping water, but we're already seeing gas flowing to surface, and from each of the 3 wells we've got 3 flares coming out of the ground now. So we've got a really big gas resource in the ground. Now the question is, can we get it out? And that's why it's an exciting 6 months for TMK as we see the performance of these pilot well programs. But so far, the really positive signs.
Infrastructure, potential offtake partners, how far are you from those people, and particularly from an infrastructure point of view?
Yeah, so we're in the middle of the South Gobi Desert, which is a long way from anywhere. But when you say that, in actual fact, surrounding where we put the pilot well program in, there's 5 open-cut coal mines with really high energy demands. And they're desperate for a solution for reliable, cheap power. So there's a ready-made market right where we're drilling the pilot well programs. But a resource this size, we need a big market, and that's where we look 40 kilometres to the south, where you can actually see the Chinese border, and the gas infrastructure is in northern China, about 400 kilometres away. And so really the vision here is to produce large volumes of gas from a very large gas resource and satisfy the immediately local market, and then there's all sorts of applications for natural gas in Mongolia, and it could play a really important role. We see it playing a really important role in the growth and transition of that Mongolian energy market, and addressing a lot of the issues around energy independence and security and reliability. So very important markets in Mongolia, but the big picture is selling coal seam gas into China, and we've got a significant advantage being 40 kilometres from the border in cost of delivery. Gas is a bulk commodity, it costs a lot to transport it, and we see coal seam gas come out of Queensland and get sold into China at very high prices, and China's a very large importer of energy, largest importer of energy in the world. They get gas from thousands of kilometres away in Turkmenistan, Russia and Myanmar, and high cost LNG from Australia. So yeah, we've got a significant advantage being the location, close to the market, close to infrastructure in northern China, and a real cost of delivery advantage. So we say it's in the middle of nowhere, but in actual fact we've got a ready-made market on site for early commercialisation, and the biggest energy market in the world right next door.
Where to from here? You outlined the longer term plan, but what does the next 6 to 12 months look like?
Well, I think it's a really exciting 6 months for us. As I mentioned, we've got the pilot well program up and running now. We've got the wells pumping as of 8 weeks ago. So now we're really excited to see the performance of these wells over the next 6 months. Typically with coal seam gas wells, you get high water at the start, low gas, and then over time the water rates drop off and the gas rates pick up. And we expect to see peak gas rates after about 18 months. But I think over the first 6 months, if we can see those production profiles lift, we'll be able to understand how the reservoir's performing, and that'll really hopefully demonstrate the commerciality of the project. We've also got an exploration program we kicked off 2 weeks ago. So the project's 8,500 square kilometres, so a very large project. We've only explored less than 1% of the project area, and that's where that 1.2 TCF contingent resource is from, just a very small, less than 1% of the project area. So there's a lot of upside, a lot of potential. It's a very big project.
A big project, strong news flow, big markets, exciting times ahead for TMK Energy and its shareholders. Brendan, thanks for your time.
Thanks very much, David.